Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. More Newcastle United transfer news, and well, finally things are looking up for Newcastle. I now fully believe that we will sign one of these players in this video, and I'll explain why. But yeah, after what's been this months of this tedious transfer news where we're going in for this player, it's been rejected, this player's been rejected, it finally looks like Newcastle's actually going to sign another player. But anyway guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new around here, make sure you get down there, hit that subscribe button. Straight away, I think it's best to get this out of the way now. We are going to address my tweet that I put out yesterday. So if you follow me on Twitter, you would have saw yesterday I put out the eye emoji tweet. So whenever somebody puts that out, it always means that essentially somebody has some information they want to put out. Now, the reason why I want to address this now is because I've had quite a lot of comments yesterday of people getting, I guess, a bit angry. I suppose I'm not telling you stuff. Listen, I promise you I will not put that out there unless I have something. And I do have something, that's all I can say. Relax. If you need to go outside, take a sip of your beer, go ahead, do that. If you need to, I don't know, do some deep breath exercises, then again, go do that. I promise you, just stick around, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notifications, follow me on either Twitter or Instagram. You will be the first to know about it. Before the Manchester City game, you will know what it is. That's all I can say. I can't tell you now. But relax. I've got this. Just like I said before, just take a beer, have a drink, and just know you're in safe hands. But anyway, as I said before, I would not put that tweet out there unless, you know, I'm going to tell you something at some point. So just relax, I've got this. You can also get down there, smash the like button, I highly appreciate it. And finally, question of the day, Joao Pedro, Lucas Paqueta, Christian Pulisic. What are your thoughts on those three players? Would you like to see all of them at Newcastle? Without further ado, let's get into all the news now. So we'll begin off by talking about Amazon Prime now. So you haven't already seen the clip yet. Arsenal put on their social media pages yesterday the video of when Newcastle beat Arsenal 2-0 at St James's Park, which was the game that put Arsenal out of the top four. I mean, just watch the clip if you can, it is amazing. So you got Ben White, I think it was, he's picked with shin pads, he's thrown him under for a lot of frustration. You got all the players just in complete silence. It's so depressing in the dressing room. Everyone's just, their minds are just gone. So you got Mikel Arteta coming in, he's saying that Newcastle were 10,000 times better than Arsenal. You got him just swearing at all the players. Honestly, it's an amazing clip to watch. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about this clip now is because Amazon Prime actually want to do Newcastle next. I've seen quite a few YouTubers talk about this, but I actually think Eddie Howe would say no to this. I know Eddie Howe first hand of how he is, sort of the media team and how he is with certain bits of video footage going out there. He's very private. He doesn't like certain things going out there. And I think especially an Amazon Prime documentary where it's all around the dressing room, it's all around the changing rooms, I think he would say no to it. I think it would distract the team quite a bit. And I think the thing as well with an Amazon Prime documentary about Newcastle is that the team is so tame now. There's no drama in the dressing rooms anymore. Everyone works together. I don't even know where the series is going to happen now, because you see him with Tottenham, you see him with Arsenal. There's always stuff going on with those two, which is why it's so entertaining to watch. But Newcastle is just such a well-run club now. If they'd done this while Steve Bruce was still here, honestly, you get 10 out of 10 content. But Eddie Howe's is so tame, there's no drama going on anymore. And as I said before, he's quite private how certain things he wants going out there. So I couldn't imagine him doing it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I honestly think he'll say no to it. Moving into the transfer news now, we will begin off by talking about the Chelsea players, because Newcastle, we've seen over the last couple of days the interest of the Chelsea players. It has been confirmed that we want to get somebody on loan from Chelsea, and there's about 4 different options who it could be. Now, first off, we're going to talk about Pulisic mainly because I think he's had the most information come out since yesterday. So there was actually a Chelsea fan that was invited into the training camp yesterday, and he straight up confirmed that Borga and Pulisic, they weren't present training, but Hudson-Odoi and Gallagher were, so keep that in mind. And not only that as well, we got confirmation yesterday that Chelsea will refuse to sell Pulisic to Manchester United. Now, that was a worry I had in my video yesterday, is that Chelsea would actually allow him to go to Manchester United. But thankfully that isn't the case. They see Manchester United as a league rival. They don't want to help them out, which makes a lot of logical sense. You watch them on a weekly basis, they are crap. Why would Chelsea help them out? When, let's be honest, if they were good, they could actually kick Chelsea out of the top 4. It looks like Chelsea want to actually sell him instead of loaning them out. So if Newcastle can find something around that, or they want to go on for the player, I tell you what, I think we could actually get him. So Fingers crossed the club want him, because I think he's a phenomenal player. I think he's much better than what we have. And if it fits the club's system, fits the club's budget, then I think it's a no-brainer personally. As for the other player now, so we've got Borja. He missed training as well. Now, Newcastle were heavy linked to him months ago, but it's all went quiet. And it's never really sort of came back up again. It's always been the news that was just months ago. As for the other two, in Gallagher and Hudson Odoi, nothing's came out about them since. So we'll see what happens. Newcastle definitely still have the interest in one of the Chelsea players on loan. Which one is it going to be? Please be Pulisic or Gallagher. That's my personal preference. But anyway, yeah, let's get into the next player now. Let's talk about Joao Pedro now. In my personal opinion, this is the one that looks good at the minute. So we'll begin off with Fabrizio Romano this morning. So he came out in Newcastle United's second bid. And he was saying that Joao Pedro himself is keen on the move. The player wants to come to Newcastle. We'll talk about that in just a moment. So yeah, that was the first bit of news that came out. Now, as I'm currently recording this video, it's been said that Joao Pedro's second bid is actually going to get rejected by Watford, but I still think that's good for Newcastle. The most important part you want to take away from that is that Joao Pedro wants to move. That's the confirmation for Fabrizio Romano, and I think that'll be the catalyst to get into Newcastle. I don't know if I had a sudden burst of confidence or something, but I do generally think we'll get Joao Pedro now. I don't know what it is. I sometimes get a bit of a hunch, but I think the fact the player wants to move, I think will be the game changer for Newcastle. As for whether people want them or not, again, as I said yesterday, is a very diverse player, has a lot of different opinions, and my comment section in the video pretty much summed it up. Half the people want him, half the people don't want him. Now, one thing I will say, I promise I'm not just kissing the player's backside, but I believe what Dan Ashworth and Eddie Howe wants. Dan Ashworth and Eddie Howe, I'm pretty sure will know more about players than us fans, from me and you. So yeah, I'm going to back what Dan Ashworth wants, I'm going to back what Eddie Howe wants. If they want Joao Pedro, then I want Joao Pedro. That's all I'm going to say. Luke Edwards actually came out and said that he believes that Watford will refuse to sell Joao Pedro at Newcastle. Now, personally for me, I don't really believe that, to be honest. Well, first off, you got Ismail Sarr, who could potentially go to Crystal Palace. You got Joao Pedro in talks to Newcastle. Do you really think Watford in the Championship are going to just refuse deals for players? Bearing in mind these players probably want to go to the Premier League and leave the club. Are Watford in that position where they can just force players to stay? I don't really think they can, to be honest. And when you got a team like Newcastle knocking on the door, listen, we'll pay this amount of money for them. I think it's just a matter of time when Newcastle go back for a third bid and they just get closer and closer to the asking price. I think it's just one of those cases, again, when Newcastle are just paying less than what the player's worth, just trying to get him in a cheaper deal, and it's just a matter of time with this one. As I said before, the player wants to move, and in this case, they said that the player does want to come to Newcastle. I think it's a matter of time. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just my personal opinion. And finally, last but not least, for about the 2 million time in this transfer window, let's talk about Lucas Paqueta, because more information has came out about him now. We have Graham Bailey once again from 90 Minutes Football yesterday, so it was getting reported by Newcastle United pages on Twitter saying that Newcastle are ready to push in for Lucas Paqueta and finally sign the man. Now, as for Graham Bailey's quotes, it's came out on the screen here. He's saying that Newcastle are interested in the player. They're still interested in James Maddison, but Paqueta is also a player they're interested in. He's valued at about £32 million, and it is thought that the player wants to go to Newcastle. Now, we'll talk about this price tag again, because I've said this before. I don't believe it'll cost £32 million for 1 minute, because if he costs that amount of money, why has nobody signed him yet? Because something doesn't add up there, because with the way Paqueta's came across on social media, I haven't watched him play before, but the way he's came across on social media, he's either on the same level as Bruno or he's better than Bruno. And for £32 million, why has nobody in world football signed him? Because he's a player that starts for Brazil. He's a player that you would think fits into a good amount of Premier League teams. It just doesn't seem to add up why nobody's properly went in for him. I know Arsenal definitely had the interest, and I think another team did as well, but nothing's ever materialised. And you would think for £32 million, it's just an obvious sign for me. So why is nobody went in for him? I don't know, it doesn't seem to add up. But as I said before, though, I mean, every Newcastle fan wants Paqueta now. I know people had a bit of a diverse opinion when Maddison was still a thing, but Maddison's completely dead now. We need a midfielder after show his injury, and we know we have at least £50 million to spend because, well, we bidded £50 million on James Maddison, so we know the money's there. As for signings, Joao Pedro, you value him about 20 to 25 million pounds, and Paqueta, he's available for just over 30 million. So I think Newcastle do just about have the money to buy both of them if they wanted. So I think it does line up with the transfer budget. Again, the Chelsea players, they're loan deals, so I think it does add up for potentially getting 2 or 3 more signs in if Newcastle want to go all out and get the deals done. It just depends what the club wants to do though, because we've seen over the last couple of months the club is quite cautious. They don't want to sort of rush in for players, they don't want to overspend for players. It's just a matter of waiting and see. Once again, I'm seeing quite a lot of Newcastle fans come out on social media and they believe we are done and dusted in this window. No more signs will come at the football club. They believe we are dead in the water and this transfer window is over for us. Now, I'm not here to tell you guys what to believe. If you want to believe that, that's fine. If you want to go out there and you want to believe that the club is just done in this window, we're not going to say anyone else, then that's your opinion. You're more entitled to have it. But the fact is that Newcastle are still actively trying to sign players. We are continuing to put bids in for players. We are continuing to go on to different players if our bids don't go well. The fact is Newcastle are not done this window, because if we were done this window, we wouldn't be bidding on players. It's that simple. The club is not deluded. The club is not stupid. They know of the squad depth issues we have. Shelby has got a long-term injury into the end of November. That's a huge problem. We've got the long-term injuries, the likes of Callum Wilson, who are notorious for getting injured throughout the season. The club knows this information. I'm not a wizard. I don't know, somebody who just all of a sudden has this information that the club doesn't have. Listen, the club knows this stuff. They've got all these different staff members. They've got all these different coaches, these physios at the club. They know what players need to be sorted out, and they know what signs need to be made at the club. Now, I still fully believe Newcastle will make at least one more sign, because Newcastle haven't loaned any players out yet. I think Newcastle will loan somebody to come to this football club, and that player will help us throughout the season. A loan sign is an obvious one to make because it doesn't affect the budget. They're easy enough to do. And at the end of the day, we need squad depth. We need players in that can help the team out. And what do I say? Newcastle have got problems throughout the season if we don't address the areas of the pitch. I think the club will get criticised a lot if they don't sign anyone else, considering we signed Botman, that was 2 months ago now. That was our last signing. The club knows this, the club knows what it's doing, and they will sign the players in need. So yeah, that's just my personal opinion, but I'll tell you now what I honestly believe the club will do. I don't tend to say as much in my videos because I don't want to sort of lead you guys down a path. This is just my personal opinion. At the end of the day, I'm a fan. With the exception of that one piece of information I said at the start of the video, I don't have anything else. I'm just honestly telling you what I believe as a fan. I still think Newcastle will sign one more mega signing. A 30 to 40 million pound signing. I still believe the club will do it. I don't know who it's going to be, but I still think the club will drop the bomb on somebody towards the end of the window. I think particularly in the last couple of days of the window, it can be easier to bring players in because clubs will panic when they're trying to sell players. There'll be players that want to offload, and clubs, as a result, will lower their value. And I think Newcastle is actually waiting for that moment. The likes of Pearson, for example, from Chelsea, when Chelsea are outright saying that they want to get rid of the player, at the end of the window, I think the value for that player will drop, and I think Newcastle will take advantage of that. So that's the sort of thing you want to watch out for. I think clubs towards the end of the window, they'll drop their asking prices, and that's the thing I think Newcastle will go on for players. I still think the club will have an active window. I still think there could potentially be 2 signs in. We'll see. We'll just wait and see. That's my honest opinion. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Apologies for dragging it on a bit there. But yeah, it's still exciting times ahead for Newcastle, regardless of whether the signs get made or not. You've got to remember, the club is trying. We didn't have that effort last season. I know it can be frustrating, but just remember who we were, who we are, and that's all you need to go forward. That's all you need. Just remember 1 year ago, trust me, I definitely remember, this club is on the up, regardless of what happens in this window, this club is on the up. Just relax. We got this. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section, everything I said in that video. But anyway, take care. Thank you all for watching. Yes, I will see you all in the next one.